Hello friends, welcome to Jumpstart Test Automation. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for getting notification on the new videos in your inbox directly. You can search @JSTA in YouTube and Facebook, or just Google @JSTA to reach to this channel. Also reach to us to know more about the online training with framework. Thank you. So now let me show you how we will select from a drop-down. Okay, so we have seen the login and the password few web elements, how to enter the text on it, and we have seen how to click. So out of the three most commonly used actions, click, entering text, and drop down, selecting from a drop down, we have seen two. Now we are going to see how to select from the drop down. Okay, now in order to select the drop down, select a value from drop down, we need to make use of a class called select class. Always the classes starts with capital letters. Okay, it's a select class. So it is again a non-static thing that we have to create an object instance. So let me create a variable first. Okay, I'll create a variable called a dd for dropdown. And what is the variable type? It should be select class, because this is an object. I'm creating an object here, and the object type is select class, because I'm going to use the select class equal to new, again select. Okay, control space. Need control space. Okay, enter. Now it is again showing me an error. So let me hover over this. Select cannot be resolved to a type, which means Java could not understand what this select keyword means, because we have not imported anything here with regards to select class. So let me hover over the select error. See here, the first quick fix that is available here is import select. Okay, and click upon it. See, it is selected. Now let's see, again a quick fix is available. Okay, add an argument to match select web element. See, we have to give the web element on which it is going to select. So let's select this. So I have to give the web element. What is the web element that I need? Driver dot find element by. First, let me take the locator of the web element. I'll close this browser. So now I'm going to inspect this web element, the day of the date of birth. So see, this drop down is within the select tag. Okay, all three drop downs. If you click here, it is changing. Okay, so let me take this ID is day. Let me take this ID. Okay, by, so now by ID, what is the ID? It is day. Okay, now see, the error is gone. So I'm going to select by ID. Okay, so now let me call this object and see what actions it is. See, I can deselect all. These are the different options that is available. Okay. So now there are three ways how you can select values from a drop down. Okay, see, you can select by index, select by value, and select by visible text. Let me tell you what is it. See, let's first understand how this dropdown is structured in the DOM, document object model. Okay, this is your DOM, and see this select tag is representing the date of birth. Okay, so the date, it has different options: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 until 31st. Okay, these are the options. Now select by, all these are indexed. Okay, so the index always starts with 0. Okay, but let's see, I need by let me say if I need to select the value in the second index. Okay, so I'll use select by index. You see here, select by index. Okay, int index. Let me say I'll select by index 1. Okay, if I need to select by value, okay, this is the value. See, always it need not be the same value. Let's take the month. Okay, let's take this month. This month drop down value is having a, this is this Jan, Feb, March, April are the visible text. Visible text is something that is visible on the web browser. Okay, this has an underlying value. For example, this is the value for Feb. So I can either select by value or either select by the visible text. Okay, so I'll have select by value. Say I'll put 4. Okay, dd select by visible text. What is the visible text I want? Say I'll say November. I'll copy it and I'll paste it here. Right, I'm not going to run everything at the same time. Okay, let me run it. I'll just keep a wait between each and everything. So thread.sleep, I'll wait for 5 seconds. This is in milliseconds, so I'll wait for 5 seconds. Now it is showing me some error. Let me check what error it is throwing. Unhandled exception, type interrupted exception. So what is the quick fix it is giving? Add throws declaration is the, see, it is suggesting two things. Okay, we need to add throws declaration. Let's see. Let's click this. See, it is adding a exception. So we have to tell Java, in case of an occurrence of an exception, what Java should do. Java will tell you, Java will throw the exception and stop the execution. So that is what we need to tell Java to do in case an exception occurs. So this is part of the exception handling. So instead of giving, there are too many types of exceptions, we don't have to remember everything. Instead of that, I would recommend that always we give, instead of interrupted exception or throwable exception, we can always give exceptions. So Java understands exception is the super class of all the exceptions, all the different types of exceptions. So it's always better to give exception keyword. Okay, so now the error is gone. So let me again wait for, after selecting by value, let me again wait for, okay, now it will select by index 1 and it will wait for 5 seconds. Then it will select by value 4 and it will wait for 5 seconds. Then it will select by visible text and November and it will wait for 5 seconds. Okay, so let's see, the Java program throws some error here. See, I'll try to run with the, see, you can see the red mark here. I'll try to run with the error without fixing the error. Errors exist in record projects. Proceed with launch, it says proceed. If you proceed also, it will fail. So we need to always ensure there is no compilation error. Java compiles this program to see all, it has no errors. So now, see here the error is thrown. Unhandled exception, type exception. Okay, again. quick fix, add throws declaration, meaning we have told Java to throw an exception for this method. See here. So wherever in whichever method that this is called in, there also we should declare to throw exception. So where this method is called, it is called within the main method. So we should also say throws exception in the main method. See, the error is gone. You can either type it or you can give a quick fix by hovering over this. Okay, add throws declaration. See, that's it. Now let me run it. See, it has errored out already. Let's see what error it is throwing. No such element exception. It's a very common exception because it means that Selenium is not able to identify the element with locator u underscore o underscore 2. This is the locator that we added to identify the login button. Now let's inspect and see what it has. See, now it has changed. So as I told earlier, it is a random number. Any ID that is with a number we should not use because it changes randomly, so it fails. Okay. Anyway, now we are not going to log in anything. We are going to see how a dropdown works. So let me comment the code to login button. Okay. So I'll say index 10. Okay. Let me run this. Is again thrown some error. No such element exception. November. Cannot locate element with text NOV. Okay. See, selected by value, it has already selected. 4th of day. It says that NOV is not there in the available text because we are looking at this one, but we have given the XPath of day instead of the month. So let me change that. See here, we have given the XPath of day and not month, right? So it is saying that what is the error thrown? Cannot locate element with text NOV November. Okay, because it is not available in the. It's obviously not available in the date. It's available only in the month. So we have to identify the locator for month. So it says ID is month and I just paste month. Okay. So I have given the index as 10. It should either select, I'll give it as 9. Okay. Index as 9. See, now we have the month as Jan. It will change. Wait, watch for the month of the date of birth. See, it has gone to September because I've given the index as 9. Now it has gone to April because I've given the value as 4. Now it has gone to November because I've given the visible text as November. Okay. Fine. Let's see. See, the program has ended successfully. The select by index is, see here, let's go and verify it. So, let's see. So the select by index is 9. Okay. So let's see what is the index. So this will be the index. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The index of the drop down starts with 1, but the index of any given array starts with 0 in general. Okay, but for a star select alone, it starts with 1. So the index is 9th September. Okay, the index is 9. So it has selected September 1st. Okay, first time it selected September, and then I'm selecting by value. So what is the value for? It will select April. So it has selected April. Now then I'm selecting by the visible text NOV. What is the visible text? This is the visible text November. Okay, so that's how it selects. So now how can I? So this particular piece of code is uh, I cannot create this object instance for every dropdown. So what I will do is I'll create a reusable method. Okay, so that I can utilize this piece of code for any number of dropdowns. So because if I always create a new select, new object instance for every dropdown, it will get into the memory and it will make the performance of your test execution to very slow. So let me create get select get dropdown. or select from dropdown. Okay, so a meaningful name is always helpful. So now I copy this and I'll paste it. So I have to give a web element here. So I'll pass it as an argument. I'll pass a variable web element WE here. So this variable must always have, any given variable must have a data type. So what it is going to return? It's going to return web element. Web element is the data type that it is going to return. Okay. Now it is throwing me error because I have not imported this web element keyword. So I'll click import and it is imported here. Okay, in line number 5. Now I have added an argument to this method. Okay, now I'll add one more argument. I'll add string and string or visible text string. Okay, and now I'll give select by visible text, and I'll pass on this variable. Okay, now I can reuse this method. Instead of this method. Okay, I'll comment all these lines of code. Okay, now these lines of code will not execute. So let me run this one. Select dropdown, control space. It's asking for a web element. Driver.find element. Okay, it is not recognizing this keyword driver because this driver variable is defined inside this given method, which is this method is not global. Global in the sense any given method is called as global when it is defined outside the method but within the class. But this driver keyword is defined inside the method getWebDriver for Selenium. So I cannot use this variable in other methods within the class. So I have to define this globally. What I will do is I'll define at the class level. Okay, and I'll remove. Now this will change. Now the color of this has changed from gray to blue because this blue states that it is, see here, it is from gray to blue. It has changed because it is defined as a global variable here. Now if I'll be able to get this variable. Okay, okay, change drive to static. I have to create it as a static variable because this variable is not static and I cannot call this driver variable inside a static method. So it is asking me to change it to a type static. So change type static. Okay, now see. Okay, now select from dropdown driver.find element by ID. What is the ID that we are going to give? Month. What is the string that we have to visible text that we want to select? Let me put as December. Okay. DEC is what I wanted to select. So I have created set. Now what happens is this web element will, if I control click this method that is passed here, the web element locator is, it will return a web element and it will pass it here in the new select. and then the visible text DEC will be passed on here. So where it is passed to the action select by visible text. Let me run this. This is the latest instance of the WebDriver. Let's see what it does. Watch for the month drop down. It will select. See, it has selected December here. Okay. Now let's go back to the Eclipse. See, it is a success. Fine. So that's how we can make this code reusable. Now, if I want to select the year, I'll go and find the year, inspect, and get the ID of this year. Guys, I'm redoing the same thing again and again so that you will get used to the actions that I perform, so that you can always follow the same. So now I'll go, I need the visible text. So what is the visible text? I'll now, by default, it is in 1994. Let me select 2019. Okay. And what is the ID for this select dropdown web element? It's year. Okay. Let me go back here, say year, and I want 2019. Now I will execute it. Watch for the month and the year of the birthday. It has to select December 2019. See, it has selected December. It has not selected the year. Let's see whether it has thrown any error or not. Okay, it has thrown some error. Let's see what error it is. No such element exception by ID here. See, the mistake that I have did is I have typed in the selector value. See the spelling mistake. See here, what I recommended is always copy and paste your locator values and anything. Okay, so I have. So the year. Okay, I'll copy paste. Now let me run it again. See, it has selected December 2019, right? So that's how we have to perform the generic operations of clicking, entering text, and selecting from a drop-down. Any questions, guys? Okay, so we'll stop the session today here. Okay, we'll continue the rest of the Selenium concepts in the next session. Thank you. You can drop if you don't have any questions.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir?
Yes.
Actually, when I try to open the Eclipse in my system, it's throwing some exception. Could you able to sort it out?
Okay. Just a minute.